When the beat drops, you know exactly what time it is. Welcome into another edition of The Blitz. Look who is back with us. Took some time off last week and spent the holidays with Bucs family and friends here on Christmas Eve.
When's the last time we did this together?
It's been a while.
Because you was in Vegas having some fun.
And I came back, luckily.
And you can't talk about what happened there.
No,
you can't speak about it. But we've got a lot to talk about today. I can't believe it's already week 16. We've got a big show planned. We're going to break down the playoff probabilities for Tampa Bay, why tears were flowing from one Buc place, and how the players spread holiday cheer in our community.
So let's get started. This is the 10 and 10, the 10 most important storylines you need to know before the Buccaneers take on Jacksonville right here on 10 Tampa Bay at 4:05. We got two teams moving in opposite directions right now. Tampa Bay is riding a 3-game winning streak. The Jags are riding a 3-game losing streak. Tampa Bay 3-4 all-time against Jacksonville, but has not lost at home to them since 2007. The key stat today, turnovers. The Jags rank number 1 in takeaways with 25, something Jacksonville can thank defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell for. Todd Bowles says Caldwell is like a brother to him, was with the Buccaneers from 2019 to 2021. So, David, hopefully Baker Mayfield gets some tips from his BFF.
Well, you know what, based on last week, Caldwell might have to be afraid of Baker, not the other way around. Mayfield is peaking at the right time, coming off the best game of his career. He was the first man ever to waltz into Green Bay as the visiting quarterback and put up a perfect passer rating. His 381 yards that day are the second most in his career. So at number 9 is Baker Mayfield, the future quarterback for this franchise. He earned NFC Offensive Player of the Week along with FedEx Air Award, so his touchdown to interception ratio, of course that's good, right? 5th best in the league. He also ranks number 1 in passer rating when pressured. We'd like to see better production at home. He's got 6 touchdowns to 5 picks inside Ray J, but there's no doubt Mayfield has been a welcome presence in that Tampa Bay locker room.
He's done a lot for us this year. You can't imagine the things you don't see on the field that he's done for us from a team standpoint, from a mentality standpoint, from a bringing guys together and bringing guys along standpoint.
I've said it for a couple weeks now, Baker's a dog. Love getting to be his teammate, and, he just goes out there and competes. He fights his ass off.
With one more touchdown today, Baker Mayfield joins Tom Brady as the only other Bucs quarterback to total at least 25 tutties in his first season with the organization. And how about his numbers this year versus Brady numbers last year? Nearly identical, and that's with Brady throwing it 200+ more times, Evan.
Ooh, he could be back next year at number 8, David. All is in holly and jolly. Devin White's situation was a weird one to catalog this past week. The NFL Network reported before the game in Green Bay, Devin was inactive due to a coach's decision, not injury. Then after the game, Todd Bowles refuted that report, saying Devin White went up to him saying he could not go. While Bowles and Devin White say on Friday it was known Devin was not going to play, they never once changed White's status. On Saturday, they updated Vita Vea and Ryan Neal. On Sunday, they updated Josh Hayes, but nothing on Devin. Richard Sherman and the Tampa Bay Times are reporting Devin White was not happy about being a rotational role with KJ Britt, which is why he chose not to play. But Devin said those reports are not true, and he would welcome a rotational role if that is what the team needs him to do.
Oh, that'll be perfectly fine. They're on a 3-game winning streak. So that's really good because we're trying to fight to get in the playoffs. And, I know it'll be something for me to do to help contribute to that, whether it's cheering them on even more. We got a great chemistry now. So if someone like that was to come up, I'm embracing everything. I'll be better, and just go out there and do my thing when my number call.
According to Rich Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times, the league is looking into Tampa Bay's use of the injury report in regards to Devin White. But whatever the timeline of events are and how they do or do not line up, it looks like Devin White is on board with this team and remains a team captain.
So let's go to our captain, James Yarko, for our Locked On Bucs burning question of the week. James, Casey Rogers told us they plan to use KJ in a base defense, Devin in the nickel. Do you think KJ should be the full-time starter, or should it be Devin, or is a rotational role the right one for White?
Honestly, right now, the best thing for Devin White is to be a rotational player. And it has nothing really to do with the attitude or the speculation around the problems last week when he was told that KJ Britt was going to get the start. It has everything to do with that foot injury. He's already missed a couple of games, and we've been talking a lot all season long about how he didn't look like the same guy after that Minnesota Vikings game and that there was something wrong. You don't go 100% right out of the gate. And it's fantastic to see the way that KJ Britt has stepped up and played so well. You have kind of a two-headed monster now where they'll have KJ Britt on the field, but then KJ Britt can't blitz the way that Devin White can. So in those passing situations, you can get Devin White on the field and he can get after the quarterback and get after him quickly. So to be a rotational guy in this situation at this moment in the season, coming off that foot injury, to me isn't really a demotion. It's utilizing what you have on the roster to the best of your ability.
Thank you, James. At number 7, Levante David continues to make his case for the Hall of Fame. Tackles for loss has only been tracked for about 15 years, but in that time period, Levante has 4 seasons of 100-plus tackles and 15 TFLs. No other player has more than 2 such seasons. And oh yeah, he missed 2 games with an injury. That boy good.
Yeah, he is really good. He's ridiculous. I don't know where they would be without him. At number 6, let's talk about some playoff implications. All of these numbers are courtesy of the New York Times. If the Bucs win today, the team has an 89% chance of making the postseason. If the Bucs lose, that number goes down to 71%. So either way, you're leaving this week in good shape. So let's say they do lose. If you beat the Saints at home on New Year's Eve, you're looking at a 97% chance to win the division. So while a win today would put them in a primo spot, David, the game next week is the biggie on New Year's Eve. We got to win 2 of the final 3 games, and Tampa Bay is pretty much in.
Sounds good to me. At number 5, the Buccaneers need to keep leaning into this resurgent rushing attack. From weeks 1 through 11, the Bucs were the worst ground and pound team in the league. But since week 12, they're averaging $125 yards per game, which ranks 10th in the NFL. Rachaad White also ranks 5th in total scrimmage yards, surpassing 1,300 last week in Green Bay. Just like White, Jacksonville has a versatile back as well in Travis Etienne. He has 10 touchdowns, more than 800 yards on the ground, and 48 receptions. The magic number is 50. When Etienne rushes for more than 50 yards in a game, the Jags are 8-1. When he goes for less, the team is 0-5.
At number 4, this has been a week for Bucs offensive coordinator Dave Canales to receive his flowers. It has been an up and down year for the offense. At times, they flashed. Other times, it has looked clunky. Dave is a first-year play caller, and you can tell he is still figuring things out. Todd Bowles and the Bucs took a leap of faith hiring him and having a game like last week where everything clicked. Man, that meant the world to him.
Like, first and foremost, you know, I want to make Coach Bowles proud. You know, I want to make him right. Excuse me. You know, just the guy who believed in me, you know, gave me a shot.
That man will be a head coach one day. He's also watching some of his less featured players step up around Baker Mayfield. Guys like David Moore, a journeyman who spent time with Canales in Seattle, making a huge splash play to ice the game against the Packers. And how about O'Keefe catching his first ball? Yeah, that's right, O'Keefe getting a tutty, first catch. The guys who do a lot of the dirty work getting rewarded, which is nice, which is why they come in at number 3.
Let's check out our sideline segment, because this is where we dip into the injury report and check in who is in and who is out, who's beaten up for this Buccaneers team. And guess what? The Bucs are doing so well, we had to add some Jags to fill out the report. As you can see, you don't see Devin, Carlton Davis, Chris Godwin, Ryan Neal, Vita Vea. All those dudes are expected to play today.
At number 2, the Bucs put in some philanthropic work this week. It's not just about celebrating wins, but celebrating these 4 finished homes.
And throughout the past month, the team has physically and financially partnered with Habitat for Humanity Hillsborough. More than 90% of the roster chipped in for these efforts and handed out the keys to these brand new homes to families in need this holiday season.
While a chunk of the players were meeting with those families doing that, Baker Mayfield and his wife Emily were hosting their foundation's 5th Passing the Joy event. But first in our area at the Boys and Girls Club in Tampa Bay, they shared a meal with the kids and handed out gifts for up to 100 children and families. So it's great to see the Mayfields jump right into our community and help out immediately.
And that's what the holiday season is all about, right? The team is thankful to be home for Christmas Eve. It will make family time much easier to schedule so they can celebrate the holiday without worrying about a game or even practice at this point.
Yeah, we were able to ask some members of the organization what they love most about the holiday and what they're wishing for this Christmas season.
I honestly think my wife goes, like, she does too much. Like, she get the kids too much and everything, but the kids deserve it. They work hard for it. They great kids, so we love spoiling them.
As far as I know, it'll just be me and my wife and our dog. Well, we might see some friends and FaceTime some family.
Won the last 3 games. and then the first 3 in the playoffs, and then the last one after that. She asked me if I want, what would I write to Santa?
I think that's a pretty good gift. You know what I want for Christmas, David?
What's that?
I want a game on 10 Tampa Bay.
You got it.
Yeah, that's what we got. Only one this week, and it's the biggie we've been talking about between the Buccaneers and Jaguars. As for our Blitz pick records, David and I continue to be good luck charms by selecting Tampa Bay's opponent to win each week, so we take the L's, so Tampa Bay does not have to. I still lead David by a game with the regular season winding down. I'm going to go first. It's really a bad spot for the Buccaneers considering they have to look ahead to the Saints. They played on Thursday. They have more time to prepare, but I think this Jacksonville team is just too out of sorts right now, a bit banged up. The Bucs keep building on their winning ways. I'm taking the Buccaneers to win 20-18, David.
Yeah, so at this point, whatever I pick, the opposite happens. That's just kind of what it's been. I'm picking the Bucs because they're trending up. The Jags are trending down. Final score, 30-17. I better not be wrong this time.
A 30 burger.
I think it's happening.
All right, the offense keeps clicking. That will do it for us on the Blitz. From all of us here in 10 Tampa Bay, have a happy holiday season. Next week, we'll ring in the new year together. That is David Shealy. I am Evan Klosky. This is the Blitz. Same time, same place. Next Sunday, we have more Bright Side after the break.